why he's telling me this is weird to me. He's telling me that you were thinking about burying him on your property or putting him on the property.
Yes.
Wait, what? Hi, how are
Hi.
you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Where are you guys from?
Oklahoma.
Oh, perfect. Well, first of all, I'm glad that you're here. And right away, there's a couple souls that I'm hearing on the other side. But first of all, I keep hearing I'm the father. Well, your dad passed. So
Yes.
First of all, know that he's stepping forward right now. And it's funny because he's coming through and he's a little grumpy on the other side when I'm speaking to him. Because he's going to me, Jesus Christ, he goes, my family is the only people, he goes, who would ever drag me to a psychic medium like this and make me talk in front of all these people, he's saying to me. Was that just his personality and how he was?
Yes.
Because when I'm
Absolutely.
connected with him, he goes, I'm saying to him, and I go to him, well, calm down. I'm like, did you not want to talk to me? He goes, no, Matt, this is just how I talk. He goes, that's just how I was here in this world.
Yes.
And first of all, I want to let you know that he's so happy that you're all here right now. I know that there were clothes that you kept of his, he's telling me.
Yes.
So there's still clothes that you all have. And he also says to me as well that you were trying to keep his car.
Yes.
And he's telling me more specifically that his kids have his car. So that would be you.
Yeah. He left me.
So know that he's telling me that you need to start taking care of it because he's busting your balls on the other side and telling me like that you have to go, listen, they wanted the car. They have to do what they have to do with the car. He says to me this, first of all, I know that he passed unexpectedly here in this world when I'm connecting with him.
Yeah.
And also when I'm speaking to him, your dad's telling me that he kept a lot of secrets when I'm speaking to him. And some of those secrets that he had mainly had to do with his health because he's bringing that up to me. And when he died, he keeps telling me that there was a double illness that was here. Do you know about that?
Yeah. He had cancer.
Yeah, no, Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Okay. And then what was the other? Did he also, because I see that he had the cancer, right? But then there was also a second illness that had affected him. I don't know if it was pneumonia or what it was.
Yes, that's it. That was it.
And he keeps telling me, this is how I died. This is how I died. And he's telling me it wasn't the cancer that had killed him. Unfortunately, it was this pneumonia.
Yes.
Because
Absolutely.
I keep seeing that this man seriously did not think that he was going to die when I'm connecting with him. He goes, Matt, I knew I was sick, but he tells me that he was fighting this when I'm speaking to him. And when I'm connecting with him, I know that he was a very hard person to help when I'm speaking to him. Because he literally tells me, he goes, Matt, he goes, I didn't want to do the right thing. He goes, I didn't want to be in a hospital. He goes, I didn't want to listen to what the doctors had to say. He says, but I knew I had to do this to be there for my family. And he's acknowledging that. But I also see when I'm connecting, this is what's tripping me up a little bit. I'm seeing him drinking when I'm speaking to him.
Yeah, he drank a lot.
He shows me him drinking through his treatments.
Yes.
And that was what was so tough, is I see him at one side of him, I see him, doing what the doctors say, trying to go in for treatments, trying to figure out what was going on. But I also see that he wouldn't give up the drinking as well. And he says to me, Matt, he goes, I'm going to tell you something right now. He tells me that he ran down his body here in this world. All he keeps telling me, he tells me that he worked. He tells me that he drank. He says to me that he stayed up all hours of the night. He says, and at the end, he tells me that he had no strength left. He says, Matt, he goes, my body just gave out. But one of the things I have to let you know as his kids is, first of all, he wants to thank you for the way that you loved him and stayed with him through all of this that he went through. And he also wants to thank you for the way that you stepped forward and the way that you've been trying to help your mama around the house and the different things that you've been doing in his memory as well. He keeps telling me about you taking care of the landscaping.
I'll just do all the yard work for like my mom or my nana.
Perfect.
Yeah.
He wants to thank you for that because your dad just showed me you all on the lawn and doing all these things. And he's saying, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. The tough part is that your father thought that he was going home from the hospital. That's what he's telling me. He said to me, and Matt, he shows me about him having to go to the hospital. I keep saying, I'm going to come home. I'm going to come home. And then he tells me that there was no way that you could even give him a final goodbye because he just died. He says, Matt, he goes, please let them know that I didn't realize how severe this actually was. And I never thought, he said, that I would be speaking to you through a medium. But your dad tells me this. He tells me that from the moment that he got to the other side, he realized that heaven was real. And this was just another way for him to come through and to be able to reach you from heaven. And that's why he's doing this right here and right now. He's also got this lab with him that had died as well. He's got the Labrador with him.
It died like a few years after he did.
The dog died right after he did, a couple years after. Please know that dog is with him because he's talking about the dog that's there, that's in spirit. And he's also telling me, he's going to me, what the hell is with people leaving beer bottles for him? Did you go to his grave and leave beer bottles?
Yes.
Shut the hell up. Because he's going to me that. He goes, if I was here, he goes, I would have beat my kid's ass. He goes, they're going and littering at my grave, he's telling me. He goes, that's supposed to be my place of rest and leaving beer bottles there, he's telling me. Your father says to me that he wants to thank you guys for the way that you kept so many of his things and the way that you remember him. But he tells tells me the one thing that he needs to let you know now that he died is this. The two of you were wondering, being his boys, about, is there a heaven? Is there an afterlife? What can dad see? Is dad here with me? He says to me that he wants this to be your validation and to let you know that in spirit, first of all, not only can he see you, but also that he does not want you to question where he is in your life. He says, Matt, please let them know that every day that goes by, that I'm able to watch over them, that I'm able to see in their life, and more importantly, I'm guiding them every single day. He tells me that he wants you to keep talking to him, because there's times when you'll have little conversations with your dad, and he's acknowledging that. And he says, Matt, please let them know. He says that I will be with them every single day, because he's acknowledging that when I'm speaking to him. He's also telling me that he's been using songs to try to reach all of you. Have you been hearing music that reminds you of him?
Yeah.
That's his sign to you. So when those signs are randomly happening or randomly taking place, please know that that's your dad trying to get your attention. And please know that your grandfather's there as well. He says, Matt, this is my way of just acknowledging that I will never leave my family. He says, the same way that I was close to you here in this world, he says, I'm here in the afterlife. And by the way, he's also saying that you were all talking and saying, there's no way dad will come through. There's no way dad's going to step forward.
I was thinking that all day today.
He said to me, he goes, look, I proved you wrong, didn't I? He's saying to me. But Matt, he goes, tell them this. He said, I had to come through because I had to show them that there was a such thing as heaven. He says, and this is my way of just acknowledging in spirit that I'm there. He also tells me, what's this talk about a tattoo? He's telling me.
I wanted to get a memorial tattoo for him.
Your father says to me, stop with the bullshit. He says, you don't need anything like that on your body. He goes, my son's just bored. He goes, tell him I better not hear anything else about that. He goes, just because I died doesn't mean that I'm not your father. He says, and that I can hear and see everything that you're thinking. He goes, so know that you better be on your best behavior, your father's telling me. When I'm connected with him, he goes to me, he goes, Matt, he goes, I was allowed to drink, but he's not, he's telling me. He says, so you better lay off the beer bottles. He says, know that I'm still your dad in heaven and know that I am watching over you. And wait a minute, this is so weird. Hold on, I gotta ask you something. This is, oh my God, wait a minute. Was your dad cremated here in this world? Okay, I don't know why he's telling me this. This is weird to me. He's telling me that you were thinking about burying him on your property or putting him on the property?
Yes.
Wait, what?
Yes.
How is this true? I don't understand to explain this to me, because I don't understand what he's telling me.
You can bury somebody on your property as long as you own it. And if you own it,
Since when? The 1900s?
As long as you bury him on your property, you can't sell the property it has to stay in the family. So he's not bury him on the property.
Your father just said to me, because I'm like, he goes to me, Matt, I almost ended up in their backyard. And I go, what? He goes, they were going to put me in the backyard. I go, what do you mean you were going to be in the backyard? And your father goes, I was going to be there. That's what I'm asking. Like, were you going to cremate him? Were you going to sprinkle his ashes? And he said to me, no, I was going to be back there.
Yeah.
That's crazy right now. Know that your father says to me, he goes, listen, he goes, I want you to know I like where I am. He goes, because just because I'm not there buried in your backyard doesn't mean that I'm not able to see what goes on in that house. He says, so everybody better be on their best behavior, he tells me.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty crazy. So no, it's his way of also coming to you as his wife as well. Because even though I'm just talking to your kids, I'm delivering messages to them, please know that he's also here for you, letting you know that he's also watching over you on the other side. He wants to let you know that he is so blessed to have you as the mother of his children. And he wants to let you know that he's always there and watching over you in spirit. All right, I'm going to leave you with that.